Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association. If you have a news topic or event that you would like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 970-677-4119. Today's show runs Monday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, so you can watch it on demand anytime. Today is October 7th, 2019, and now the news at noon. From the Journal, update on last week's fire near Dolores with Jim Mimiaga's photo. Fire crews on Friday mopped up a wildfire that broke out last Thursday morning south of Dolores, said Dolores Fire Chief Mike Zion. The 2-acre Lost Canyon fire torched trees and created spot fires in breezy conditions on a wooded slope just east of County Road 30. But the fire is, quote, well contained, Zion said on Friday afternoon. The cooperation between agencies is what made it all work. By Thursday evening, a fire break around the burn had been cleared by hand crews and a skidder with a plow, he said. Brush trucks and tankers, including a 1,000-gallon unit brought in by the Lewis Areola Fire Protection District, also were on scene to fight the fire. The fire is being patrolled by a Type 2 federal fire crew to extinguish hotspots. A Type 2 crew is a specialized crew that is used before fire managers call on more experienced Type 1 crews, known as interagency hotshot crews. When the fire broke out, the threat that it could move down the canyon slope toward nearby homes or move north towards Dolores triggered a request for mutual aid from local and federal fire departments. Single-engine air tankers were also called in from Grand Junction and dumped 2 loads of water on the fire about 1 p.m. last Thursday. Quote, it cooled it off for our crews to work on containment, Zion said. At one point, about 25 firefighters were on the ground. Fire crews from Dolores, Cortez, Mancos, Lewis Areola, U.S. Forest Service, and Bureau of Land Management all responded. They could be seen hiking up the ridgeline toward the flames on Thursday morning. Early fire behavior included single tree torching with large flames visible from Road 30, as I said. The fire burned on private land smoldering from a previous lightning strike is what the suspected cause is. It was reported to dispatch about 10:30 a.m. last Thursday by a nearby resident. From the Durango Herald, a Durango man died by a self-inflicted gunshot to the head early last Thursday in Durango while using a weapon he believed to be unloaded, that according to La Plata County coroner. Steve Torres, age 21, was, quote, messing around with a Colt 45 in a home in the 500 block of East 4th Avenue a little after midnight, said coroner Jan Smith. He, Torres, had the gun. His friend said, quote, would you put it away? He said, it's not loaded, see? And then he put it up to his head and it went off. Smith said it was pretty evident what happened. Durango Police Department did not immediately respond to a call for comment. The coroner's office performed a toxicology exam on Torres's body and is awaiting results about whether drugs or alcohol are involved. Quote, I'm not sure it would be classified as a suicide, Smith said. James Swatner, who met Torres in 2014 and lived with him for more than a year, said his late friend had a, quote, super generous soul. He was a great friend to me and he always put my concerns and cares first, he said. I didn't know anybody when I moved here. Him and his group of friends were open and helped me from the life I have today. Torres pretty much grew up on Purgatory and in the Dalton Ranch area, Swander said. He taught me how to snowboard. He always seemed most at home on his board. He had a really funny sense of humor. He was always cracking jokes. Definitely one of those awkward kids, very awkward and funny kind of guy, he said of Torres. He was always playing jokes and being a fun-loving guy, always looking to have a good time. He was really good at finding those. They would take trips into the mountains to go hiking, climbing, snowshoeing, and snowboarding. Quote, we'd just jump in the car, Swatner said. But the two grew apart after Swatner moved to Telluride and now Grand Junction. He was always a little brother I wanted to spend time with, he said. I didn't get the time to spend with him that I wanted to. Torres worked in Durango, the coroner said. His family has been notified of his death and funeral arrangements have been made. From DCTV on location, Kendra Cook photos, reporting that the Dolores Harvest Festival and Car Show this past Saturday at Flanders Park in Dolores was a wonderful success. The festival had some new events this year. The car show was a great addition, with passerbyers able to slow down and check out some of the lineup from the in front of the historical building along Route 145. Free to attend, visitors were encouraged to take a card to get involved by making their own judgment for best paint job, best overall, and such for final awards, which were given out at 4 p.m. A strongman competition kept onlookers cheering, those showing off their strength at repeatedly turning over a huge tire, carrying heavy weights, and lugging a keg up and down the back street behind Flanders Park. A chili contest was eaten up by the attendees, with bragging rights and fun prizes awarded for the day. The Dolores FFA came out in force to offer a truck-drawn hayride and a very popular petting zoo. All types of vendors were on hand offering locally grown produce and other crafty items. The Snaggletooth Saloon offered a choice of hard apple cider from Teal Cider of Dolores, craft beers and wines, along with a whiskey-spiked cinnamon cider. Navajo tacos and burgers and brats were also available all day to enjoy in the park. The kids' games were well received, from bobbing for apples, a three-legged race, dangling donut eating contest, pumpkin painting, to a hobby horse race. The day was topped off by the sounds of the Snyderfish, playing live from 5 to 7 p.m. For more information about any of the annual events and opportunities to partner with the Dolores Chamber of Commerce, visit their website online at doloreschamber.com. Their offices close for the season at the end of October and are reopened for May 2020. And now let's take a look at our local weather. Today, sunny with a high near 67 degrees, with a southeast wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, becoming south-southwest by the afternoon. A clear night tonight, not as cold, with a low around 42 degrees, with south-southwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming east-southeast in the evening. And into Tuesday, a glorious sunny day is expected with a high near 71 degrees, southeast winds 5 to 15 miles an hour, becoming southwest in the afternoon. Tuesday night, partly cloudy with a low around 42 degrees, with those southwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming southeast in the evening. And then Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high near 70 degrees, but then our breezy air comes back into play, with a southwest wind starting at 5 to 10 miles an hour, increasing to 15 to 20 in the afternoon, and those winds could gust as high as 40 miles an hour, which will start a cool down as well as blowing anything left outside around your house, the potential to be repositioned. On Wednesday night, we have partly cloudy skies with a low of 32 degrees. For now, just around the freezing mark, but look out for Thursday. It's projected to be a mostly sunny day with a drastic chill, only expected to get into the upper 40s with a high near 47 degrees. That's the high, folks. And you better be ready for Thursday night, October 10th, mostly clear with a winter-like low around 18 degrees. Friday, again, though sunny skies, it will be a high of just showing 47 degrees. Friday night, another frigid one, mostly clear with a low around 23. And Saturday, sunny with a little warmer, high near 58 degrees. Saturday night, mostly clear and a low around 28, so still below the freezing mark. And you have a couple of days to finish getting winterized, sprinkler systems adjusted or cleared out, etc., and make your chimney as clean as you can if your wood burning is your heat source. A reminder that the Dove Creek Volunteer Fire Department will clean your chimney for free, or if you'd like to give them a donation, you can call them to make an appointment. Let's keep everyone fire safe this winter, inside and out. And now, back to the news. Reported by the Durango Herald with a photo courtesy Fort Lewis College. Fort Lewis College announced last Friday it will ensure students from working and middle-class families can attend the school tuition-free starting next fall. The FLC Tuition Promise, a new grant program, will serve first-year and enrolled students from families that earn $60,000 or less, said Michelle Peterson, Associate Vice Principal of Finance and Administration. The grant program is intended to fill in any financial gaps left after a student receives federal Pell grants, state financial aid, and other scholarships, school officials said on Friday during a Board of Trustees meeting. The biggest concern that students have today is over the cost of education, and I think it's not just here, it's a national concern, said Provost Cheryl Nixon. The new assistance program is meant to address concerns about cost and fear of debt and help potential students consider more than the price of the school when making a decision about higher education. We want to make sure we have that wide open door for students, she said. The program is also expected to help more first-generation students and students from diverse backgrounds attend FLC. Students with the most financial need can qualify for federal Pell grants that provide up to $6,195 in annual tuition assistance. But the maximum amount of Pell Grant assistance available does not cover FLC's annual tuition of $7,056. The tuition assistance also does not apply to FLC student fees, which are about $1,800 a year. The school expects about 300 students, about 10% of its student body, will qualify for the additional tuition assistance, Peterson said. The school expects to spend about $50,000 a year on the new aid program from its general funds, she said. Students will not have to apply for the grant program separately from other financial aid programs. And in more rural educational news, reported in the Journal, Democratic and Republican senators came together last week to request in a letter to the Senate majority and minority leaders a 2-year reauthorization of payments in lieu of taxes and the Secure Rural Schools and Self-Determination Act programs. The PILT program was established to aid rural areas because counties abundant with federal land cannot collect property taxes from the government. PILT expires at the end of fiscal year 2019, and with the services that it provides to rural areas like law enforcement, mental health programs, and libraries, lawmakers urged the Senate to consider it in an end-of-the-year package. Colorado Senators Michael Bennet, a Democrat, and Cory Gardner, a Republican, introduced legislation September 16th to reauthorize PILT for 10 additional years. In a news release, Bennet called the funds, quote, critical for infrastructure and law enforcement in Colorado towns. Quote, this legislation is a common sense step to reauthorize the program so that we can continue to fully fund PILT and meet the needs of our counties, Bennet said. We will continue to work towards a long-term solution for PILT that will provide counties and local governments sustained funding and more predictability. In addition, the Secure Rural School programs expired at the end of fiscal year 2018, and lawmakers urged inclusion of that program in any end-of-the-year funding package. The program has served over 775 counties in more than 40 states by helping fund schools, road maintenance, and law enforcement. And the letter said schools, libraries, and jails will close if funding is omitted. Quote, as we work to establish a permanent county payment solution, diversify rural economies, and ensure that our public lands provide a range of values such as clean water, jobs, grazing opportunities, and wood fiber for local economies, a short-term reauthorization of at least 2 years is critical for counties containing federally owned lands, the letter stated. Reauthorization has received support from Colorado counties. In a news release, Colorado County's President Mark Rober called PILT funding, quote, absolutely critical for rural counties in Colorado. Today's High Canyon Country happenings, calling all local veterans. October 13th from 4 to 6 p.m., the local Dove Creek Troy Young Post 5181 Auxiliary is hosting a free chili dinner for all local veterans and their families. All vets and their families are welcome, and you don't have to be a member of the VFW. Come on down to the Dove Creek VFW at 241 Highway 491, and thank you for your service. And it's started. The Jones Farm Pumpkin Fest. This event begins October 11th on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only for 3 weekends, ending on October 27th. They'll be open from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. There is a $5 per person entry fee that includes access to a kid-friendly haunted house, corn maze, horseshoes, cornhole, and other games, slides, swings, tricycles, a corn pit, concession stand, and tons of photo opportunities, and of course a large selection of pumpkins and winter squash. I know there are plenty of Dove Creekers who have made this an annual family tradition. Enjoy the fall harvest. For directions to 25459 Road M in Cortez, or for questions, call them at 970-799-2785. And on that note, Adobe Milling also has noted that the fall fresh bean harvest is in. You can head out to their store at the east end of town and get your winter supplies of delicious local fresh beans right off the fields. And I post up all of these High Canyon Country happenings on our Facebook page, which is DCTV News at Noon, so you can look up phone numbers and dates. And we also upload the daily news to our YouTube channel, which you can search for with the same name, DCTV News at Noon. And the broadcast is also posted to our general Facebook page, where we add links to stories of interest, share other events or news, and where you can join in on the conversation too. This is your local community TV station, so if you have something to share, please contact us by email, dcbnnews@gmail.com, or call us at the station at 970-677-4119. Thank you for tuning in. News at Noon now, of course, airs noon Monday through Friday, and then is available on demand online on our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page. We do ask if you would please like us there and share it with your friends and family. This has been a production of DCTV for the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, Colorado, USA. I'm Kendra Cook. Thank you for watching.